Hey folks, welcome back to the unending ending of Death Stranding, I think. Because I think the chaos entity, extinction event entity person majigger that was going to destroy all of humanity just told us, okay, I won't. So I guess that means the game has to be over, right? I don't know. I never quite figured out what BBs are, but they're some kind of weird undead babies, and considering we spent our childhood on the beach being visited by her. Yeah, I was never real clear on that. Like we hadn't seen our mom in a long time when we visited her at the beginning of the game, but at some point in our early childhood, we were hanging around on an entirely gray beach, being visited by the extinction entity. So I don't know what's going on.
That's what I did.
Sounds like hell.
Anyway, thanks for deciding not to wipe out all of humanity because you're sick of hanging around by yourself. I can
You
see being sick of it, but
others came together, connected,
well, we didn't mean to. But the new seat covers.
and you may be living on borrowed time, but you still have hope.
Yeah, that's where the whole point of the game has been, apparently.
Life rebelled. They fought back, evolved in order to survive.
Uh huh.
The extinction isn't just an ending.
You're Homo ludens. You've evolved to be bigger homos. Sorry. I guess the actress doing the motion capture has done a good job of making it sound like she believes this shit.
And so be it.
So is she human or not? Like, is she
Together.
a human being who isn't an extinction entity too, or she's purely an extinction entity? But yeah, the fact that we went out and actually talked to people, and we're not willing to hug anyone except her, but the fact that we made friends with Fragile and had that shower together with Dead Man, that proved that humanity deserves to not die. That and the fact that we didn't shoot her, except that we did, but then we got a do-over. So humanity has been saved by the fact that we weren't a complete asshole. But now we're back on a beach. Oh, I guess we're on a different beach, and Fragile has to rescue us. Because we're on our beach. With a baby doll. The perfect end, baby doll. So... oh, there's our sister and our mom, but our sister's face is all rubbed out. I still don't understand whether our sister and our mom are two different people. Because apparently those are just names and they're both the same entity, but then how come there's that picture of them?
A gun won't help you here, but it still has a role to play.
Oh, do we have a boss fight now where all we are armed with is a gun? Or do we have to shoot ourselves to get back to? Now saving. Make a decision and bring this to an end. Norman Reedus? Oh, these are credits. Okay, I guess the game is over. We have a gun, but it's very arty, Kojima, but I don't know what's happening. That's a problem. I know I talk and do commentary over the games, and I don't think that I'm particularly thick, and I don't think I understand what's happening in this game. But if this is our beach, it's got at least a little bit of nice green. But we've got a very ashen face here. So our connection with her got removed? Or is the decision we have to make to bring an end to this, are we killing ourselves here? Because we've got a lot of ground that we can cover, but we're basically doing full-on... We just run around until the next bit of story plays, I guess. But yeah, we are fully gray in the face now. And the game decided... Okay, apparently I wasn't supposed to go that way because we just warped back here. And are those going to be your last words? Okay, we were supposed to go to the... Not run towards the land to see if we could find something. We were supposed to head towards the water. Or just run around.
I'll tell you. There is no time for questions.
Oh, okay, I guess we're flashing back to this. Let's turn into Yakuza Like a Dragon. We're hearing these sequences out of order.
You cried about them all the time.
It's really irritating.
The truth is, those weren't your dreams. They were mine.
I live in rent-free in your head, dude.
For as long as I can remember, I've dreamt of the beach. Not just while sleeping, in my waking hours too.
You need to see a therapist.
I watched them
Oh,
so many times.
probably need to be following her.
Countless past extinctions that decimated life on this planet. Again and again.
Now I wonder if there's something we're missing by...
At first, I didn't understand what I was seeing or what.
Like if you press L1, will the
There were other, more terrible dreams.
will the sorrow be around showing you the combination for a door or something?
Like this one.
Okay, so you had
And
creepy
I
dreams
would
about the end of the
always be
world.
one to end it all. To bring about the last stranding. As I have today.
I can see how that would be tough. Okay, so now we're flat. So they skipped this conversation, I guess, because the order in which it made sense. Yeah, give yourself a credit, Hideo. The order in which it made sense for her to tell us about this wasn't the order in which it made sense for the... Hideo, don't do the crediting yourself multiple times things. It really... That very rarely comes off well. Where's So Toyota in all this? Fucking really, dude? He's gonna have a bunch of dead people. But yeah, the order in which it makes sense for her to reveal information to the player character isn't the order in which it's dramatically exciting, so they mess with that. Okay, so this wasn't where I was supposed to go either. It's a pleasant enough, weird black and white-ish beach, but... This be how spending an eternity in yourself in any setting might get dull. But yeah, they're backloading
I was only 20.
the explanation here. So I guess she's our mom.
I opened my eyes and
Or
found
sister.
myself on the beach.
The one you've been dreaming about all this time.
But the moment I came round, I was back in the hospital bed. I was split across two worlds.
Okay.
Bridget, my Ha, in that one. Amelie, my Ka.
Oh, they kind of touched on this nonsense with Mama and her sister, but they were both in the... I don't know. Never... freaking...
Somehow,
Try to figure this shit
the
out.
two of us managed to coexist.
So she's split into two beings.
Our ages began to diverge. the beach kept Amelie's the same. So I came up with a story. I told people that Amelie was my daughter.
What's the point of that? If she was on the beach and no one could see her, why did she need a cover story? Because they made a big deal out of the fact that none of us have met Amelie in person, only through, like, codec calls and shit, but...
A daughter with a debilitating condition. Look.
You gained 2 pounds of mass in 1 week. Oh, is that an anagram of something?
Is French for soul.
Okay. But lie means lie.
A soul that's a lie.
Uh-huh.
There was no Amelie. Only me and the beach.
Suddenly, there was no monster.
I thought it was a curse in the beginning.
No,
But later,
whatever.
I
No,
started
something.
thinking,
No thing called Douglas to be
maybe I
followed.
can
I
use
don't remember the
this.
whole speech.
I tried to find out more about the beach.
There was nothing in the tunnel but the puzzled men of courage, alone, with shadows and darkness. Okay, so she had an operation. She was in the hospital for something. I guess she was trying to have a kid, maybe, because they said something about how she couldn't have children. And she split in two, and there was a part of her that was alive in the real world aging, but also part of her consciousness was trapped in the beach. For some reason, she felt the need to lie to people and say that she had a daughter named Amelie, who never got any older. You know, I don't understand why she would have to if Amelie was on the beach and people could meet her anyway. But the one that was on the beach decided that she wanted to wipe out all of humanity because she was having dreams about it. Okay, I'm with you so far. This actually makes perfect sense. But what's the deal with Dead Man and his, or Die Hard Man in the mask? And who the fuck is Cliff Unger? What's the deal with BBs? Oh, maybe this will start to make sense. She was experimenting with weird undead babies while trying to figure out this whole beach thing. There's something resembling sense in that. But no, it's just heavily backloaded explanation of the story. They just decided we'd play the entire game without knowing what the hell was going on at all. And then at the very end they would tell us. Although apparently the world is safe. I don't know what's going on with Sam Porter Bridges. I'm getting a bad feeling about whether we get to live happily ever after with Fragile or Dead Man or anyone else. Rockabye baby. It's also nice that people had little codec themes. At least some of them did. All I remember is Rockabye Baby and the Durg for Dead Man. Oh, I feel like Yusuke Nishida today. I don't know what it is. Okay, I'll go this way. I don't really know what you want, game. Like, you run off in a direction, and suddenly the game's like, we will have a cinematic of you getting tired and sitting down to rest, and when you get back up, you will be back where you started. This is apparently wrong as well. Now do you want me to move inland, or is she going to appear and start talking again? And when we sit down, that usually means she appears.
I realized the beach was connected to the world of the dead.
Could you just
Which
tell the
meant that
story in one
somewhere
go?
out beyond it were the memories of time itself, including those of every organism that had ever lived.
How does that mean
4.6
that?
billion years of biological
That their
history,
memories are
a history
reserved in
that
some
might
physical
stretch
form?
back to the creation of the universe. The chiral network and everything that followed was born from my pursuit of that knowledge. By passing data through the beach, we were unbound by the restrictions of time.
Wow, what?
Simulations that would have taken years or more were simple and effortless.
I don't follow, but
Everything
okay.
that the Earth had lost and forgotten could be reconstructed and reclaimed.
Dinosaur technology
Reactivated
gave us
in research
dead baby
ever
power.
since its first void out.
Yeah, so maybe you should have
I
stopped.
thought I was running out of time, that my nightmares were becoming a reality.
And not that you were
So,
causing
I
them with
raced
your
to complete the
death
chiral network
technology
as quickly as
experiments.
possible. The past held all the answers. If only I could find a way to piece them together.
Yeah, it really seems like you probably should have
A
stopped
network
doing the
that
chiral
bridged our
research.
world and the beach. That might do it, I believed. So, I started researching bridge babies. Children bound to the world of the dead.
And how did they come about?
What causes an extinction entity to come into being? What was the
Yeah.
reason for the previous 5 mass extinctions?
Those
The
were not
answers to
because of
those
bridge
questions
babies
would
or
tell me how
chiral
to stop
networks.
the 6th. I founded bridges, more determined than ever to build a chiral network that would cover all of America.
But how did you become
The
president?
longer I fought my war against the inevitable, the weaker I became.
Kojima has a real tendency to make freaks be the American president in his game world.
My had cancer. The beach's punishment, maybe, for not playing along like a good little EE.
Or maybe you're completely misinterpreting all of this, and she got cancer because people get cancer sometimes, and researching chiral weirdness, which as soon as you started doing it caused the first void out, was a thing that you shouldn't have done, or at least you should have pulled back on.
And then, just like that, my hoe was gone. I couldn't finish what I started. So, I asked you to do it for me.
But you suck.
You helped us complete the network.
But
Helped
where did
us
I
to
come
reclaim
from?
everything the universe experienced from its inception.
How did he
to this
actually
moment.
come to exist if she couldn't have
Every
children?
mystery was ours to solve, like this one.
Are we a
Once,
bridge baby?
there was
Oh,
an
please don't tell me we're Lou
A Big
somehow.
Bang that gave birth to
We've been
tiny
carrying
bits.
around ourselves.
It was more like a big fluke. All that matter and antimatter should have canceled itself out, leaving nothing. But somehow a tiny speck of matter survived. Just enough.
What about antimatter? How come we
Enough
couldn't
to
have an
make this
antimatter universe?
And everything in it. A world that shouldn't be, a world out of balance. Order inevitably gives way to chaos.
How did-
Everything that lives must inevitably
Where did
die.
Sam Porter bridges actually come from?
It's like the universe is trying to return us to the nothing we came from. Maybe the Big Five were its best attempts to finish us off.
She's assuming a conscious,
But somehow, life always managed to survive.
sentient
just
universe that wants to kill
enough
all
to
life, or at
balance
least
the
us.
rhythms of the will of the cosmos.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'm starting to think that extinction might be the key to overcoming total annihilation.
What are you, like a
It
reaper
forces
now?
Life to fight to survive, to endure, to exist.
We just wipe out species and new species will come, as long as we wipe them out before they get powerful enough to wipe out all life.
Instead of extinguishing it.
Huh?
From the ashes of the dead rise the living. Stronger and wiser.
We're stronger than dinosaurs.
The validity of existence itself. They defy the universe and refuse to surrender. They say, we're just getting started.
Can I say something at this point? No.
Opportunity.
Why aren't you looking at me? Maybe the correct choice to resolve all this is just not to stand up. At some point to just be like, alright, Amelie, I'm just gonna sit here now. See, there are all little strands up in the sky there. I feel like I should be heading towards them. Well, we got to grass this time. It's not like I feel like I'm failing to solve a puzzle, because every time she talks to us, it's new. If we start repeating these dialogues, I'll think, okay, you're supposed to somehow navigate this place. I guess I went too far. Unless she comes and talks to us again. No, this looks like the one where... Oh, no, no, he's sitting down. No, but we're back at the fucking beach.
I pulled the trigger twice that day. I knew at once I'd made a mistake. I found your beach and looked everywhere for you. Sam.
Did she kill us when we were a baby? What the fuck's happening? Where did we come from? We can't really be her brother if our mom couldn't have children. If our mom never had a child, and she's not our mother's child either. She's some weird immortal part of our mother's split soul. Then where did we come from? If it turns out we're BB, and somehow we were able to carry ourselves around for this whole freaking game.
I wanted.
Okay, that flashback was to this moment.
Free from death once and for all.
So I coached you on how to play Metal Storm.
I know the way.
And prevented you from Let's Playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas and hearing Big Smoke talk about your driving.
Set the fundamental balance between life and death. I just wanted to save you.
Oh, it's our fault because we were some kind of dead baby that she brought back to life somehow? Were we a stillborn baby that she brought back to life and therefore doomed the universe? I guess you should stop speculating and just let the game tell us.
It's my fate to lead our species to extinction.
Are you even part of our species?
You became part of that fate. You became a repatriate, and dooms started spreading my nightmares to others throughout the world.
Dooms.
It was me that got you and everyone with dooms into this.
What is it? What are other people with dooms
Not long
then?
after, the Death Stranding occurred.
Pretty cool, huh?
The dead clung to our world, and BTs used my beach to cross over and devour them, triggering more void outs. A catalyst that would set the world on a path to extinction. It was my duty to serve as a sacrifice, to wait and watch it unfold from this beach. That, or hasten the last stranding and end this slow death.
Okay.
Given these, my only options, I chose to end it quickly. But to trigger the last stranding, I needed you, a part of me. Here too.
So I'm part of you?
I would be
Who's
able
Cliff
to
Unger?
witness extinction consummated with you by my side. But now that you're here, there's another choice.
Is Dead Man alive?
You can
Die Hard Man?
now.
I'm curious.
An EE doesn't have that option for itself. But in my nightmares, I saw another future.
Bear in mind, this whole thing with us shooting her and then not shooting her was all after this happened. They're doing it in this weirdo order for some reason.
Against total annihilation.
Total elimination? I mean the finishing move of the Eliminators? Norman Reedus, Mads Mikkelsen. So Mads Mikkelsen pretty clearly higher up on the cast list than other people who had more dialogue than him. So in all fairness, the main character of the game has to be the first one credited. But then the most famous person after that of people who have some... Oh, I should look for Mama / Lockney. Okay. So that was the name. I didn't just make that up out of nowhere. Now I can probably go where I need to go. There's a question of where it is I need to go. I don't understand what's happening, but my every instinct is telling me that to win the game, we have to kill ourselves. You know, now that credits are playing, I guess I really just let this video go as long as it goes and then call it an LP. But no, it can't be that we kill ourselves to win the game, because we frickin', yeah, but now I'm not... No, I warped back to the beach. I don't know where we're supposed to go, game. Stunts? Well, I mean, they did have motion capture for things like you falling off fucking mountains, sliding around a lot. Special appearance by Conan O'Brien. And other people who aren't famous. Or less famous. Junji Ito might be the Japanese lady that Kojima had a thing about and therefore put in the game. Yeah, this isn't undignified. But we have the option of playing the game. Well, then again, you also can do post-game activities in both Red Dead Redemption games. So maybe Kojima was paying attention to that, and we play as... There was that character that talked about how he was inspired by you to become a porter. You don't suppose we play as them in the end game, at the post-game, do you? Because at this point, it's not clear to me. I don't know that we're somehow supposed to kill ourselves, but that seems to be where this is going. Like, we weren't... She took us from the beach into the real world. We weren't born into the real world. We're some kind of, like, death... We're some kind of freckled death kid who was brought into the real world, and maybe that's why we don't like touching people. Maybe we're some kind of antimatter baby. Lochte didn't know what she was risking by trying to hug us against our will. We could have blown up everything. All I know is every time I try to go inland, they let us go farther than usual before collapsing, but it isn't at all clear to me where we're supposed to go. This music better not cause a copyright strike. I don't care if it puts an ad on the video, but if I have to go re-record this and get rid of this music, this is a new scene anyway. When we get back up, right back here. Where the fuck do you want me to go then, game? I don't see how anybody goes through this experience with anything other than being irritated and confused. I mean, is it that am I just supposed to sit there and let the credits finish? Because it does seem unlikely that I'll be able to advance before the credits are done. Kind of wiped our nose off with the sleeve there. That was weird. So I finished within about a week. It's just weird how the timing worked. I finished Neo 2's main story, although there's DLCs. I finished Yakuza Like a Dragon's main story. Well, actually, I finished that a little while ago, a little bit further back, and have been doing post-game. And I finished this. Like, so I've got several games I finished within just a few days of each other. This one the most baffling, but it is also Hideo Kojima, so that was to be expected. Neo 2's story is just kind of like, oh, that, okay. It was actually kind of charming, at least one aspect of Neo 2's last sequence, but yeah, that was also a game that wasn't making a whole lot of sense to me exactly what was going on at the end, but it did just kind of just suddenly randomly end. This game, on the other hand, seems like they didn't want to explain anything to you until this point.
A gun won't help you here. But it still has a role to play.
You know, I haven't been allowed to equip it during all of this nonsense, and now suddenly it's here. Well, that's charming. Thanks, Kojima. But you see, there's strands. We're connected to other people. Reconnect with the living. Sam Porter Bridges, you're a wonderful man. Kill yourself!
Listen, Sam. I was the one that brought you and Cliff together again. There was
Who's
something
Cliff?
I wanted you to know. You were never abandoned. And you're not alone. Don't you see, Sam? You have to live.
Just like Solid Snake at the end of Metal Gear Solid. Okay, that's fine. The ending isn't that we kill ourselves. I'm cool with that. I wasn't sold on the need for the ending of the game to be we kill ourselves. But frankly...
I'm a lead.
Oh, that's something I hadn't occurred to. Just yell.
Hey, hey. I'm a lead. I'm a lead.
Although now we are at the 30-minute mark. Fuck it. I think I'm just going to end the video. When we come back next time, more ending. And if it turns out I should have just let this keep going, shame on me. See you next time. I said see you next time. Come on, video end.